Don't Believe the Hype show. We're so glad you're here today. My name is Suzette Teague. I'm one of the hosts, and I'm going to turn it over to Valerie. She's going to tell you where we're filming today and tell you a little bit about this particular location.
Hi everyone, my name is Valerie Kelso. I'm the founder and CEO of PLT Massage and Wellness, Purple Light Touch Foundation, and Don't Believe the Hype. And we are coming to you live from 5757 Ruth Snow Drive, Suite B, North Richland Hills.
Yes, and we have a couple of guests, and we're really excited to share that. I actually own a real estate company, Abundance Realty Group, and I have this phenomenal lady that works with me that is like family to me, and I wanted to introduce her today to you, and she's going to be speaking to you as well. Her name is?
I'm Megan Elkins, and I'm very excited to be here and be a part of this amazing group of people.
And then we have this wonderful gentleman that we've recently connected with. We're really excited he's here today. Could you introduce yourself?
My name is Aiden Hatchett, and I am so amazed to be with these people right now on live.
Yes.
I thought you was going to say, and I'm single.
So they're already single ladies out there.
I am.
By the way.
There you go, he's single. Right? Yes. He's 5'8".
6.
Okay.
All right. We thought you were taller. You gotta take those heels off, though. So one of the things we want to talk about today is I want to refer back to this show that Valerie started called Don't Believe the Hype. I just think that's just such an incredible name. And today our topic is personal mastery, how to create win-wins in your life. And in order to really understand that topic, we first have to dispel some myths. And that's what we're going to do today. And that's why these two incredible people are here and Valerie's here, because we're going to actually use this time to dispel some myths. Because one of the myths is that people can't change. That people have to go through life just letting things happen to them, and they really don't have any choices on it. They really don't have any change. Anything can happen to them, and they just allow themselves to be victimized. And so we're going to talk about that. The other myth is personal mastery is about positive thinking. How many of you have positive thinking going on? I do. We all have positive thinking. But does positive thinking ever really move us forward permanently? It does temporarily, because we get a positive thought and we run with it, and then somebody cuts us off in traffic, and what happens to our positive thought? It's out the window as we maybe say something we shouldn't about the person driving in front of us. The other myth is that we can figure everything we need to out by reading a book, or by studying something, or by doing research. And for me personally, that just wasn't the case. I love to read books. And all those book readers out there, we love you. Because reading books is a great thing. It creates knowledge. It creates opportunity for change. Remember we say we can't change, but it does create those opportunities. However, just reading a book or sitting down and taking in information, even at just a lecture, may not get you the change you want. The other myth that I was going to bring up too is that you don't need to grow, especially if you've got further education. A lot of times we have people that have gotten great education, college degrees, PhDs, lots and lots of, in fact, there's lifelong college students, and that's great. Again, it's great information, it's head knowledge, but does it really long-term help you move forward in your goals and dreams? Not always. And then the final myth is personal growth is not for everybody. And I want to dispel that right now, because there is different age people sitting at this table. There are people that are different ages that are watching us, and we're so glad to have you in the audience. But personal growth, we believe, and you're going to hear that today, is for everybody. And quite frankly, my journey started in personal growth years ago. It's 2010. I was going through life. I was successful as a real estate agent, and I thought things were going well, but something was missing. And I didn't know what it was. Something was just not right in my life. I just felt like I wasn't showing up like I was supposed to be showing up. I felt like quite frankly, for me, and I'm not pushing anything on anybody else, but for me, I felt like I needed to do more for God, and I deserved to be able to show up better on this planet. I felt like I was missing something, and so that's what happened to me. And I'm going to tell you in just a little bit about how I solved that and how I found a solution for that. But that was my story, is that something was missing. I didn't know what it was, and I was seeking something. And it was a rainy day. I'll never forget. I'm sitting underneath a canopy. I just got done looking at a house, previewing a listing, and it was pouring down rain. I didn't want to run out in the rain and get soaking wet. I didn't have an umbrella. And I'm just sitting there looking, and I sit down on this bench and I think, what's wrong with me? I'm married, I have a great daughter, I have a great life. What's missing? Why am I feeling empty? Why am I not feeling fulfilled? Why am I not happy that I'm a top producer as a real estate agent, but I'm making good money, I'm successful? What's missing? And I picked up the phone and made a phone call, and guess what happened? I had a friend of mine introduce me to this book. It's called If the How-Tos Were Enough, We Would All Be Skinny, Rich, and Happy. How many of you think that's an interesting book?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to tell you how to get that book at the end of the show. But I picked up that book, I started reading it, and from there it led to me going to a live event called Personal Mastery. And that's where I'm going to leave it for now, because I want to introduce the lady sitting next to me. It's just a dear friend of mine. Her name is Megan Elkins. Megan Elkins. She already introduced herself. But she's going to tell us a little bit about today about why she's here and what she's doing. Both of us I attended a seminar called Personal Mastery. She too attended that seminar. So I'm going to ask her a couple of questions about that because we're going to have an opportunity to offer something special to you. And in order to make it special, I want to make sure that we've addressed this.
And if anybody wants to ask any questions, you can, and we will do our best to answer them at the allotted time, okay?
Yes. So tell us, Megan. You and I have been friends for a long time, and there was a point in your life where you felt like you needed to look at something or look at some things, and so you chose to go to a live training put on by Klemmer and Associates called Personal Mastery. So my question was, what was your life like before Personal Mastery? Like, what were you doing, and who were you, and how were you showing up, and just what was going on?
We were good friends, and I was doing your hair, and a lot of people can probably relate to this. When you go to your hairdresser, you might as well be considered a therapist, and sometimes your client is the therapist. And at that time, Suzette was definitely my therapist. I had so many issues with looking in the mirror with myself that I didn't realize were there. I relate so much to that thought that I have a great marriage, or I have a marriage, I have kids, I've got this, I've got a house, I've got all these things, why am I so unhappy? Well, I got to look at that. I got to look at my marriage and really figure out that I wasn't happy. I wasn't showing up, and I wasn't the person that I needed to be to set the context for a great marriage. And with that, I told Suzette that I was done. I was like, I'm out. I got to find something else that's going to make me happy, because life isn't worth living like this. And she said, you see this flyer? Take this, fill it out. Why not? What have you got to lose at this point? And I said, okay, I'm down. At this point, I'm trying anything and everything I can to find the happiness that I so desperately desire. Little did I know that training would be life transforming. It has not only created an incredible marriage with the same person. He stepped into personal mastery. Our kids have stepped into personal mastery. We have an incredible foundation of communication, which was very much lacking. Communication, perseverance, we drive each other. We expect more out of each other in our relationship. We want to see each other succeed. And we have really talked about like how love looks in our marriage. So personal mastery was just the foundation of so much more that I got to experience. I mean, there's been so many doors open just from Klemmer and Associates. People like Valerie, who I never would have met had I not been there. Aiden, who I probably never would have met had I not been involved in this. These people, Suzette, and just getting to know her on this type of level, with this kind of connection would have never happened if I wouldn't have taken the chance and trusted that maybe she knew something I didn't quite yet, and just dive in and do it and see what I could get from it. Just see. What's wrong with just seeing? What have I got to lose, right?
That's awesome.
And really the question should have been, what have I got to gain? There was so much I didn't know that at a heart level I deserved and I could own as a person, just as a mom, as a wife, as myself. So it's just done so much for me. It's been amazing.
Yeah, so thank you so much. That is so good that you and that's why I wanted you guys to hear from Megan. We all have a different story about what this experience has done in our lives. And the next person I want to hear from is Aiden. We actually haven't known Aiden very long. He found out that there was a class coming to town on a Friday, and it started Friday night.
Yeah.
And he jumped in with both feet. And so I want to ask you, Aiden, what was your life like? What were you doing before Personal Mastery?
So before Personal Mastery, I was still doing the same thing. I own a lawn business. I was trying to get my foot into real estate, and I was day trading. I still am doing all three of those things. What I didn't realize was I was missing the actual personal growth. As Suzette said, both of y'all said y'all were financially okay. Y'all had the house, y'all had the family. And I was pursuing the financial gain. I didn't realize that I was missing the actual personal growth aspect in myself. You know, I was studying personal growth, but it wasn't until Personal Mastery that I actually entered into the deep level, the deep connection.
Yes.
I never really got to connect with somebody like I did in Personal Mastery. And
What did you gain by attending, Aiden? What would you say that was your biggest takeaway or aha? What was it that you gained by going? What was those big rocks?
The big rocks was with vulnerability. It was being able to connect with somebody. And I'm still working on that, but I realized how much I'm leaving out, how much I'm missing. When I got to connect with somebody there, I connected with a lot of people, but one person in particular on a deep level, it showed me that, okay, there's more to connecting with people. And I was missing that. I've never experienced something like that before.
Well, how has your life changed since you attended Personal Mastery and you've taken all these tools, because it is tools, it's practical tools, into your life?
These tools have really affected my relationships in a positive way. Have really opened up a lot of doors for me. A lot new people have came into my life, and
I'm one of them.
Valerie,
We're all
amazing. Suzette's amazing. Megan's amazing, and there's a handful more people. Just a ton of people more that I can actually lean on, and I haven't had that before. And so that has really been a life-changing experience for me.
Thank you so much.
And
I
when
love
you
that
think
too.
about Hayden,
Yeah.
I'm British.
Yep.
So
I understand.
you say you all, I say all of you.
No.
So why are we, what I was going to ask you, is it y'all?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're great.
Give me 10 more years and I will get it. What I wanted to ask, how old are you?
19.
See, 19 years old, and look at what he's already saying he's achieved in his life at the age of 19. So why I wanted to highlight his age was because many of you 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds don't know what direction your life is going in at this moment in time. And here you've got a young man who's 19 years old and has already told you he's doing real estate, and he's already got a lawn care business. Opportunities open for any one of us. It's for you to go out there and grab it. It's for you to find that right person who's going to mentor you to help you get to the next level. Because every one of us needs to have a mentor. You see what I'm saying? Because it's reach one, touch one, reach one, touch one. And that's why you are where you are today. Because somebody sowed a seed into your life, and now you're going to take that seed and sow it into somebody else's.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
At 19,
So at
having these
19, the
tools,
worst
so
thing
good.
about it, you're only 19. You're still a child. My granddaughter's older than you. but it just goes, I'm just highlighting this because there's so many young children who have gone through last year that depression mode.
Yeah.
And I just want to let them know, at the age of 19, your life isn't over, it's only just beginning. And so here's a young guy who's a witness that you can do anything at the age of 19.
Yes.
And we're back for Don't Believe the Hype. So, and we were talking to Valerie, and we were
Yes.
talking about personal mastery, and she was just wanting to tell us about her experience around personal mastery.
Your question, what was it again?
What was your life like before you attended a live training called Personal Mastery, and then what did you gain
My
by
life
going?
it was just there. I felt like I was doing okay, but I knew something was missing. I didn't plan on going to the personal mastery. Suzette invited me, and I kept thinking, well, what am I going to gain out of this? I really did. I thought, you know what I mean, it's just another thing that somebody wants to invite me to. Suzette invited me, like I said, I went. The Friday, I didn't get much out of it because my mind was already closed. So when you go somewhere and you've already got a closed mind, you're not going to get anything out of something that's already closed. It's like having a pot of food on the stove. You want to eat the food, but if the lid is on it, you can't get that food and you're not going to get the nourishment what you needed. It wasn't until the Saturday when I actually got something. We was playing a game. And I'm not going to go into the game because I'm telling you, every one of you need to go to the personal mastery course, because up until I played that game, I kept my mind closed and I was just sitting there going through the motions. But that game was a life changer for me. Halfway through the game, something happened, and it was like a light bulb came on inside of me. The next day, the lady said, well, what did you get out of the game? And I went home that night. I remember asking God, what was that game about? And that was when he said, it was a game of life. And it went back to my marriage because, like I said, I just got divorced. And when I played that game, it made me realize, if you're with somebody who hasn't got the same goals and the same dreams and the same visions of you as you have, then something is wrong and something is missing. And I'd already got divorced, and it made my divorce come clear to me that that person and I wasn't on the same path. And God was showing me that you cannot stop halfway. If you're going to have a commitment, go all the way. You don't go halfway. You don't stop. You go. If you're in for something, whether it's because finances come into play, whether it's business ideas don't go the same way as you want it, keep going, because no matter what, there's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's why I love why I've got my place called Purple Light, because there's always going to be a light at the end of anyone's tunnel, no matter who you are, right? There's always going to be a light. And since I went on that course, God has just been opening up doors for me. Purple Light Church has been flourishing, whether with the foundation, whether it's with the full profit side, and now He's blessed me with Don't Believe the Hype. So I'm saying to any of you out there who would like to just take that opportunity to go on this course, I think it's well worth everybody's while, especially like how we're coming out of this depression mode of the COVID. Yes, some of us are still in there, and you're probably thinking, well, what can you do next? Go on to this course. Go on. It's only a weekend. And guess me, I had to give up my weekend to go on this course, right? You know what I'm saying? And I thought, well, I can't give up a weekend. But I did, because I was invited. And that is really, truly, that weekend was a real big eye-opener. Realistically, I wish I could have gone back from the Friday when I had my mind closed, because I would have got more from the Friday. Going into the Saturday. And I mean, Saturday, you're talking, I was there from 8 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't play that game till about 6 o'clock. And I still was all throughout that time, because I really and truly shut my mind down.
How did you play on, like, how did you show up on Sunday whenever,
I
like,
showed
after?
up different. I asked God, you need to give me a word to give these people. And I didn't know the game we was playing was a game of life. it was what God told me that day. You was playing a game of life.
How have you shown up
Right.
differently in your life from that moment forward?
Every day, even when I haven't got if I don't have a massage, I'm still here. I'm more disciplined. And yes, not everybody's going to take the way I operate, but I know why I am disciplined, because that game showed me how to be disciplined, and that no matter what you go through, you've got to keep going. Just keep on going, keep dressing up, show up, because you never know if that day is going to be the day you get that break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do every single day. I will come in here and I will make sure I show up. But every day, I've always had a client. Even if I think, oh, I'm going to have a light day, I guarantee you someone's going to show up. So that's one thing it's taught me. Just keep on going and don't give up. Don't get out of that box.
Yeah.
So true. And so that's what we really wanted to share with you guys today, because a week from Friday, we're on Friday, right?
2 weeks.
2 weeks from Friday. She's good. Glad she's here. 2 weeks from Friday, we actually have an event coming to town. Now, the reason that's important is we don't have these all the time. Usually, local events happen about once or twice a year. This year, we've been a little bit more fortunate. And the way it happens is somebody volunteers to help tell people about the class. So it's not like they have an agenda and they say, we're going to be back in Texas at this time. So Megan's actually one of those champions, that's what we call those, is people that volunteer to help promote the class. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to have her here today. There's a couple of other people, Kaylin and Yolanda and Yo, that are also champions to that class. But the reason we want to tell you about it is 2 weeks from today, we have a class coming, and we want to invite our audience. We want to invite you. We want to, and I'd ask you some questions about whether or not you want to go. You heard all of our testimonies. You heard what it did for us, how it changed our lives. But I ask you, what goal are you working on right now that you haven't been able to push through, that you haven't been able to show up for? Like Valerie was saying, what dream do you have that God has placed in your heart that you have no idea? How am I going to get this? How am I going to accomplish this? What strategies do I need? What tools do I need? What do I need to do? I mean, it's not about the how-tos. It's about what you're bringing to the table. I ask you, what
relationship would you like to be better?
Yeah, what relationship would you like to be better? What question would you ask this audience, Aiden, in order to help them understand the value of this for them?
How are you showing up in your commitments?
Yeah, that's a great one.
That's a good one.
Very good.
What inspires
How are you showing up in your commitments?
How am I?
Yeah.
A lot better
That's
after
awesome.
personal mastery. They make you stand up and agree to some commitments for personal mastery, and I broke one of those the first day, and now I told myself I don't want to be that person. So that's how I've changed.
I love it.
That's good. So what are you passionate about? What inspires you? Do you want to be a better parent? Do you want to be a better wife and show up for your husband the way that you should show up for him? Who do you want to impact? Do you want to make a bigger contribution? Those are all reasons to attend Personal Mastery. And so today I wanted to tell you about it. If you need more information, we're not going to have time to go into all the details today, but if you'd like more information about this particular class, about getting enrolled, you're welcome to call me at 817-996-1772, 817-996-1772. For those that need more information, Klemmer & Associates does have a site, klemmer.com, and you can go do some research about personal mastery. It's actually going to give you how to increase your income, grow your client base, develop healthy working relationships. It's going to kind of give you some clues as to what the class is about. And you can also call and speak to Tracy. Her number is 1-800-577-5447. That's 1-800-577-5447. Now, if you call her out of the blue, so she doesn't get bombarded, make sure you mention that you just saw the advertisement on Don't Believe the Hype. There's a special discount for you. And I want to tell you today, if you decide to enroll anytime this weekend, that's from today through Sunday, we want to give you a gift. And that gift, we actually have this book, and then Megan's going to tell you about another one. This book is called, you already saw it. If the how-tos were enough, we'd all be skinny, rich, and happy. We want to gift that to you. And there's a beautiful lady. Her dad actually started the company. Her name's Crystal Zelmer. And her dad, Brian Klemmer, started the company. He's actually the one you see here on this book. And she also wrote a book. And what is the name of her book, Megan?
Intention.
Life by Intention. How many of y'all would like to live life by intention? I know I would.
Yes.
And I am doing that. And these people are.
And the beauty about this book, I'm two of these. Not the skinny one, but I'm two of these.
I love that.
So I just want to say thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. We're so glad that you were here. We hope you got something valuable out of it. We hope you were inspired. We hope you'll give us a call and let us know.
Just get the dates.
Oh, the dates, June 4th through the 6th. We start on the 4th at 6 p.m. It is a 2.5-day seminar. You don't have to spend the night, but it is 2.5 days. It's for half a day Friday, starting at 6 o'clock. It's all day Saturday, all day Sunday. We finish up about 6:37 on Sunday, and you are going to have the time of your life. And we're excited. I'll be there.
I will be there. It's going to be held in Arlington.
Yes.
But, I believe that we are finishing up, wrapping up the hotel and the contract and everything. But we'll be in Arlington. I will be there. My husband is staffing, who brings so much
That's awesome.
passion and joy to the room. Everyone who meets him usually asks me where he is whenever he's not with me. And I'm like, I'm here. and it's amazing because before PM, I was like, nah. And now I'm like, let's go. So that's been a huge, huge moment for our life. So he'll be there along with an incredible group of champions that are ready to help you create whatever it is that you say you want in your life. If it's better relationship, better work environment, it's all about
more
what
money
you want to do. Not about us, about what you want. And that's the joy and the passion behind Klemmer, is creating these incredible world changers. I mean, really, so good.
So we have one more question for our guest, and then Valerie's going to wrap up and tell you how you can help Purple Light Touch. So I ask you, Megan, what does "Don't Believe the Hype"? What does that mean to you?
Let's see. Don't believe the hype reminds me of like motivation. Don't believe the hype. Hype is all like, yes, let's go, let's do it. Until, like you said, someone cuts you off in traffic. So you can be all excited and motivated and about one certain thing until the 2x4s come in and they start hitting you and life gets real. And if you don't have the tools that soften those blows a little bit, they soften the blows, they teach you, you don't have the support. These people in these rooms that you get into with personal mastery, you can call. Aiden called me and said, how are you doing on your goal? I mean, what kind of accountability? It is incredible. So whenever you are all into the hype and you're into the motivation, you can easily fall out of that.
Thank you.
Yes.
And so, Aiden, what do you think? What does "Don't Believe the Hype" means to you?
Don't believe the hype. It reminds me of social media. Everybody loves to post the highs of social media, the highs of life, and it's not real. It's not true. And I bought into the hype, and it wasn't until after personal mastery it was like, okay, now it's real. I took a deeper look into myself, and so don't believe the hype is more of believing in yourself.
I like that.
Thank you. So if you want more information about personal mastery, you can put a post here.
Yes.
You can direct message Valerie, Don't Believe the Hype, Purple Light Touch, or you can call me, or you can call Klemmer. But we're excited to have brought this content to you. We hope you got something valuable out of it. I'm going to turn it back over to Valerie. She's going to close out the show and tell you what you can do to know more about Purple Light Touch.
Just give us a call. You can go onto our Facebook page. You can like us. You can do whatever you want to do to know more about Purple Light Touch and Don't Believe the Hype Show. If you want to come on, just give us a call. You can give myself or Suzette a call. My number is 817-655-4105. 4105. Yes, it's all right. I just got a new number just for the Don't Believe the Hype show, so you can reach me on there. If I don't answer, don't worry about it. That means that I'm busy, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. And Don't Believe the Hype is also helping the non-profit organization, because we are a foundation that caters for women and young girls recovering from domestic violence, abuse, sex trafficking, and we need as much donation, sponsors, and we just need you to tune in. And if you want to, you've got a real life story that you want to share, that's what we want to hear on Don't Believe the Hype, because I don't want you to come on here and have a cake that looks good on the outside, and then when you eat the cake, it's a terrible cake. You can send it back to where you brought it from. You know what I mean? So I just want people, we just want people, not just we want people who are going to come on our show, keep it real, and just share your story. So
thank you for tuning in, and thank you for allowing us to come and speak to you. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
And I thank our guests.
Yes,
Don't
we got to
forget,
thank our
we gotta
guests.
thank our guests for
We got to
coming.
thank our guests, Megan
Yes,
and Aiden. We thank them for spending their
That's
time with us
right.
today.
We are excited to see you guys June 4th through the 6th at Personal Master.
That's right.
In person.
In person. Thank you so much. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome.